Here's the analysis result for the guy you filled out the survey for. The result? C minus. This guy is below par. He has some issues to watch out for. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's definitely a hard worker and pushes himself, so he's not just all talk. He will try to turn his words into action. But his temper and impatience often get in the way, leading to fights or making enemies at work. So, yes, he'll go far if luck favors him, but his rough edges might also trip him up.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he's quick to react, usually with anger or frustration. He doesn't handle setbacks calmly, and instead of quietly solving the problem, he might shout, blame others, or even give up suddenly. He's more likely to break down or cause drama than to quietly pick himself up and try again.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
Most people at work will find him difficult to get along with. He often says what's on his mind without thinking about others' feelings, and if someone disagrees with him, he's quick to argue or snap. His temper and loud style can scare or annoy people, so he may end up with few real friends at work.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your career, he won't handle it well. Instead of cheering you on, he may feel threatened or get angry because your success makes him doubt his own worth. Rather than being proud, he'll focus on himself and may even compete with you or try to prove he's better.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, he is very likely to feel resentful and insecure about it. Instead of being happy for your achievements, he may act out, complain, or make hurtful jokes to remind you who's in charge. Don't be surprised if he starts picking fights or blames you for problems at home. He might try to make you feel guilty or small just to patch up his own feelings.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He doesn't handle money very carefully. He might be careless with spending, buying things on impulse without worrying about the budget or long term plans. He tends to focus on what he wants right now, not what's truly important for the future.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He is more likely to pretend to be richer than he actually is. If he wants something or wants to impress others, he could stretch beyond what he can safely afford, spending money just to look important or feel successful. He's not careful with budgets and tends to take financial risks without thinking about the future.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He isn't very open handed or kind either with money or spirit. When someone needs help or kindness, he's likely to pull back or even say something harsh instead of offering support. If you're hoping for warmth or generosity, you will likely be disappointed as he tends to keep his money and his emotions tightly guarded.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He tends to be secretive and controlling when it comes to money. Instead of being open and sitting down to talk about finances, he might hide details or make decisions without letting you know. If you ask questions, he could get defensive, change the subject, or even lash out.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He's likely to believe that housework is mainly your job, not something to share equally. Even if you're working just as hard outside, he probably won't step in to help much at home and may expect you to handle most chores on your own. This can leave you feeling tired and unsupported.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He's more likely to help by watching you or giving instructions than by actually rolling up his sleeves and doing the work. When it comes to chores or taking care of children, he may act like he's helping just by being present, but don't expect him to clean, cook, or change diapers himself. If you ask for real support, you might get excuses or even criticism about how you're doing things.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He rarely tries to understand your side. Most of the time, he will argue just to prove that he's right, even if it hurts your feelings. You may feel like your voice doesn't matter or get tired from endless debates that go nowhere.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he does not stay very respectful. He is likely to say hurtful things, yell, or act aggressive if he feels challenged or upset. You might hear sharp words, put downs, or even see him slam doors or break things.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, he gets angry very quickly, and you should not ignore this as a small problem. Quick tempers can lead to bigger issues over time. Fights may turn harsh, and the home atmosphere can start to feel unsafe or stressful. Please see this as a serious warning sign.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He rarely says sorry or takes responsibility for his mistakes. Instead, he often blames you or finds excuses when things go wrong, making you feel at fault even if you did nothing wrong. Over time, this behavior makes it hard to trust and feel valued in the relationship.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He may not easily respect your boundaries and often struggles to understand that no means no. If you say you're not comfortable with something, he might push back, argue, or try to change your mind instead of accepting your decision. Sometimes he could ignore your feelings altogether and act like his wants come first. Always remember you deserve respect and control over your own choices.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he is likely to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. Instead of understanding and giving you space, he may get upset, complain, or act hurt, sometimes even blaming you for not caring about him enough. This can lead to awkward or stressful situations with you feeling pushed instead of respected.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
You can't fully trust him to handle private moments with care. There's a risk that he may bring up intimate details during fights, use them against you, or joke about them in ways that make you feel small or embarrassed. Be cautious about what you share because respect and sensitivity may be missing here.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He's easily distracted by other women and doesn't always stay faithful. If he sees someone he finds interesting, he might flirt or give extra attention, even if it hurts your feelings. Trust can become a big problem, leading to doubts and heartache in the long run.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
Yes, he is likely to be overpossessive, often acting jealous and controlling. He may check where you're going, who you're talking to, or demand that you explain every little thing. If you spend time with friends or talk to other men, he could become suspicious and start arguments or make harsh comments.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
Yes, with him, what looks like a protective nature is really a sign of a controlling personality. He might say he's looking out for you, but in reality, it's about keeping you under his thumb and making sure things go his way. Instead of making you feel safe and cared for, his actions may make you feel watched, restricted, and unable to make your own choices without his say so.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He will expect you to do most of the work when it comes to parenting. Instead of seeing it as something to share, he's likely to think that looking after the kids is mainly your job. If you ask him for help, he may give excuses or act as if he's too busy.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he is much more likely to lose his temper than stay calm. Instead of comforting them or talking things through, he might shout, blame them, or get very angry. This kind of behavior can create stress and worry for everyone at home.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He is unlikely to fully support your role as both a mother and your own person. He may expect you to focus mostly on household and parenting duties, giving little attention to your goals, dreams, or personal needs. He could make you feel guilty for wanting time for yourself or pursuing your own ambitions.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, he is the kind of man who may support your career at first, but later asks you to quit after you have a child. At the beginning, he might seem proud of your work, but as family responsibilities grow, his support can fade. Be careful. His support might come with strings attached, changing when life circumstances shift.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He is unlikely to treat your parents with real warmth. Instead, he'll probably act polite on the surface just to get by. When they visit or when you talk about them, he may offer basic respect but keep his distance emotionally, not showing much interest or genuine kindness. Conversations may be formal without any real effort to build a close relationship. He will likely expect your family to adjust to him rather than making any effort to fit in or understand their ways.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he's more likely to make things worse than handle it calmly. When problems come up, he may react with anger, harsh words, or by walking away instead of patiently working things out. A peaceful solution is not easy to find with him.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, he's very likely to be modern and casual with you in private, but expect you to act like a traditional supportive wife in front of his relatives. When family visits or there are public events, he may ask you to dress, speak, and behave in ways that fit their expectations, even if it's different from your usual style. If you try to be yourself or say no, he could get annoyed or pressure you to change.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he is likely to stay out of it or even side with his relatives instead of supporting you. When you need him to stand up for you or back you in front of family, he may act as if it's not his problem, remain quiet, or agree with them to avoid trouble. Don't expect him to put your feelings first in front of others.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He is very likely to be a mummy's boy, meaning his mother's opinions and wishes will come before yours in most conflicts. If you ever disagree with her, don't expect him to back you up. He will almost always choose her side, sometimes even blaming you for the argument. Be prepared for this pattern if you choose to be with him.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
Yes, he is quite likely to share details of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. If something goes wrong or you argue, he may go straight to them for advice, sympathy, or even to blame you. You may feel exposed and hurt with outsiders knowing things that should have stayed private.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So, after all that analysis, we can conclude that this guy is a C minus. This guy is below par and he has some serious issues to watch out for. Being in a relationship with this man day in and day out can feel exhausting, lonely, and full of ups and downs. You'll often walk on eggshells trying not to trigger his temper or harsh words.